before we start this video, before we cue this video, I just want to go ahead and say that I'm sorry I haven't made any videos in a long time. In between Valencia, DreamHack in Spain, me being benched by Gangstars, and then playing for WSD in the global premiere and beating Gangstars, a lot of stuff has been happening. It's been a bit busy for me, it's been a bit crazy, so I apologize for the video delay, and with that said, let's move on to this video. This video is about why I use the video settings I use. I get this question a lot on my stream and on YouTube and on Discord is, you know, why do I play with black bars, why do I play with this FOV, why am I playing with shit settings. This video will better explain why I'm doing this, but before I do that, it's a disclaimer. In the end, settings is personal preference. You might be the best, the most godlike player playing with entirely opposite settings of mine, which is fine, that's fine. But I do want you guys to use this video at the very least as food for thought. Think about why I'm using the settings, think why they work for me, and I do think that the majority of you guys can really elevate your gameplay by at least applying some of my settings, or at least thinking about how to use them. But that said, like I said before, it is personal preference. Your experience might differ, so please keep an open mind watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Actually, we're gonna start. Alright, so this is the video explaining my video settings. As you can see, I play with black bars, I play with high valve, I play on low settings, and there's reasons for everything. Nothing is random. It all makes sense. First of all, let's talk about what I think is the most important thing is the video settings, the quality. As you can see, it's all low quality. It's 1280 by 720. Textures are medium because you can see a little bit more. The reasons I play on low set quality is because I want to make sure that my FPS is always 150. FPS drops make your aim stutter, make your game clutter, and playing on lower FPS consistently as well is bad for your aim and bad for the smoothness. You know, the higher the FPS, the more smoother this pip will run. If this is 20 FPS, pip is almost like teleporting, and that makes it hard to hit him, that makes it hard to play the game comfortably. So I play on low video settings because it's better FPS. I think that's the most important part of it. The second part of it is on lower settings, there's less shit on your screen. You know, the grass is less defined. It's less pretty, sure. If you go for aesthetics, this is not the way to go. But right now, there's so much less shit on my screen. Makes it easier to see the enemies. Makes it easier to see what's going on with all the special effects as well. So that's the other reason why I play in low settings. Now, what I think is the second one, biggest one, maybe bigger if you have good FPS already, is the valve. As you know, I play a 120 valve. I strongly believe that's the best way to do it, and I'll show you guys why. Let me just move to the triples over here. There we go. As you can see, right now I can see all three of them. They're all on my screen. I can see Fernando, Ying, and Sky. If this is a competitive game, this means I can see the enemy, and I know what they're doing, I know what they're up to. Now if I go to lower FOV, let's go to standard, which I think is all the way down to 80, I believe is the standard. And I can only see Ying now. Sure, she's bigger, so she's easier to hit, but I have no idea what Fernando is doing or what Sky is doing. And if I wanna, I need to look their way constantly, which in effect makes your aim even worse. A lot of Americans play with this FOV because they say, yeah, it helps my aim better, I can see better. Our standard is 100. I think even on 100 it applies it. So I go back to 100. I can barely see Fernando, but I can't see Sky, right? In my opinion, while aiming is important, it's all about the decisions you're making and the strategy you're applying. If I don't know where Sky is, I might be like, oh, I can fight Jing, easy. And then Sky pops up from behind me and fucks me up. However, if you play in a high FOV, and I think 120 is honestly the best, I can see them all. Sure, Ying is harder to hit, but you get used to that. As you get better, you can still hit those shots perfectly fine. And I know Sky is here, so I know I should not be fighting Ying. Because I know Sky is here to fuck me up. So more FOV means you can see more, and especially for a tank. If you want to be a tank main, this is really important. But even for DPS carries, the game is all about information. The more information you have, the more knowledge you have, the better your decisions are. Because while aiming is important, on the higher levels, everyone can aim. The difference is made on the skills you use, the positioning, and the information. And for that, the higher FOV, it's just more info. You see so much more. So I really recommend you get used to it. Even if your aim is gonna be shit, you know, fair play, you will get used to it. Playing on low FOV means you see less, means you don't know what the fuck is going on around you. You don't know what your team is doing, you don't know if you need to help them or not. You just gotta see more, you know. And you can, if you think 120 is too much, you know, 110 is what some NA players do as well. It's still not as good as 120 because you still see a little bit less. But in this situation, you can still see Sky Infinite though. But yeah, if you can go max, definitely go max. What's next? Okay, so the Black Boss is something I get asked about a lot. Why am I playing on Black Boss? Honestly, the Black Boss is more personal preference. Back in the day, back in like 2016, early 2016, you can even go above 120 FOV. You could use, I think you had 140 for the view maximum. And the Black Boss kind of resemble that. So for me at least, I play in a big monitor. The Black Boss push everything close together, so I can even easier see everything on my screen. I don't have to look around. I don't have to turn my head or use my eyeballs to look around. It's all compressed together. Again, this makes the enemy smaller to hit, harder to hit, but that's something you get used to, and it's not that big a deal in the long term. So the Black Boss is just because it feels nice. I'm used to it, and everything is smaller on the screen, so it's more compressed, so I can see more. And it's a tank. That's what I want. I want to see everything, ideally. So that's why I'm playing on Black Boss as well. 1280-720 is simply because lower resolution means better FPS. And actually lower resolution makes the enemies a bit bigger again. So it compensates for the high FOV. It compensates for... get the fuck back there. It compensates back for the high FOV you're using. Other than that, everything else I do is kind of generic. I play with low sensitivity, 800 DPI. That's just something you get used to. Low sense for me is good, because I know exactly what a 180 flick is. My flicks are better that way, and that's something you gotta experiment with. In general though, as a rule of thumb, this does not apply for everyone. I know lazy plays with high sense. I know some other players do with high sense. But your muscle memory, which is how easy it is for you to consistently do the same movement, is easier on the lower sense because it's more predictable. Obviously, mouse acceleration, you want to put that off. Mouse acceleration is trash because it fucks with your muscle memory. Key bindings is normal, everything else is normal. So that's my reasoning for why I'm playing on these video settings. I hope that explains it better to you. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me. For you guys watching live on Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, put it in the comments below. That's it. Long awaited video. Alright, that's the video for now. So now Twitch, if you have any questions, let me know.